Casa Grande Builders brings us car number 1 from Stafford Springs, Connecticut, Cory Casagrande.
Then it will be car number 92 in the King Ward Coach Lines. And Safeco Foam sponsored car from East Longmeadow, Tom Fearn.
Meadow Motors Cars, Leon Auto Repair brings us the defending series champion from Belchertown, Mass. Car number 97 for Adam Gray.
Rafferty Fine Grading brings us car number 32. A driver from Ellington, one of the underrated drivers in the field, Kevin Gamba Corda.
Last week's feature event winner, the number 17, the Flamingo Motorsports car from Munson, Mass, Big Jim Peterson.
The point leader in car number 42, sponsored by Arute Convenience Stores, Jay Stuart.
Botticello Incorporated, 28, the Big Kahuna, Dennis Botticello. Rich Hammann, the 23, Justin O'Neill, the 08, and Tommy Butler back in the 04. We are green and racing to the bottom of turn 1.
And nobody's racing harder in the beginning than Josh Wood, as he is able to razor his way into the lead, getting a challenge from Scorzelli. J.J. Hill is right there, and trying to nudge his way to the front is Michael Bennett.
Keep your eyes on J.J. Hill. He wasn't even sure he was going to start the feature tonight after having mechanical problems with the rear end in the car in practice today. Out in front, Wood, the rookie, looking racy at the point. Side-by-side racing, Scorzelli takes over the lead by inches, Matt, in turn 3.
And what an impressive move to do it on the outside of Wood. Now going inside is J.J. Hill as he makes a blockbuster move to get into second place.
No question about it. Michelina Scorzelli, the wife of the driver, said they were ready for tonight, and she didn't lie a bit. His car is dominant in 2 circuits. Here comes Michael Bennett, the Magnum. He's been chasing that car, but J.J. Hill is still impressively holding on for second.
Tommy Fearn having a good run. He is in 4th place. Josh Wood now has faded in behind him, and Adam Gray is starting to pick up the volume in car number 97.
Keep your eyes on the number 42 car. That is Jay Stewart, the point leader. The Arbitel convenience store car is getting hooked up on the bottom. He goes around, picks up a spot from Wood. Further back, the Casagrandes, and Jim Peterson is waiting a bit for things to, well, start to settle in. Back up front, Scorzelli is the dog that is dominating the action at the front of the field.
Leading by about a glacier. One guy we want to mention, he is in 7th place, Tommy Butler. His first 2 races of the season, he was unable to finish, but this looks like the old vintage turbo in that green number 4 car.
Meanwhile, look back to the 5th spot, defending series champion Adam Gray. Also a man with a mission. He admitted last week that he waited too long. Tonight, he is already in the top 5 before 6 laps come up on the board.
And he has to hold off Jay Stewart in car number 42. Stewart, one of those guys, very cautious in the beginning, but he gets stronger as the race gets longer. That was a pretty aggressive move that time by Adam Gray against Tommy Fearn, and he gets ready to mount another one.
Meanwhile, back up to the 2nd spot, Michael Bennett and J.J. Hill. They've got a good little battle going on there. And what about Tommy Butler? Started 17th on the grid, now is up to the top 7, Matt, with car number 4. Butler is running like days of old.
And he is keeping Jay Stewart honest. Stewart running 6. Leading the next group of cars is Casagrande in car number 1. That's Cory, followed by Gamba Corda, and then Josh Wood. Last week's winner, Jim Peterson. Well, he's struggling right now in 11th.
Battle for 2nd. Mike Bennett just made a bold move underneath J.J. Hill. Bennett is up to 2nd. Hill will drop back to 3rd, and now Adam Gray and Fearn are leaning on each other off turn 4.
And here comes a crossover move by Tommy Butler against Stewart. But Stewart was prepared. He's just way up the track and crowbarring his way underneath is a 4 of Tommy Butler.
Now it appears that Stewart made a little contact with Casagrande. That kind of sets off a ripple effect further back in the field. Gray now and Fearn come together, coming off turn number 4. 10 of 30 are now complete.
The best battle on the track, 4th and 5th. That is Tommy Fearn at 4th and his old adversary, Adam Gray, right behind him. Tommy Butler, this is the way he used to run back in the 90s and the 2000s when he was one of the dominant drivers in the late model division.
Certainly is. Good racing action. Started way in the back of the pack, as Matt points out, and he is coming to the front of the field. The Scorzelli machine dominant up front. Last week, they had a problem with the brakes with the race car. His wife is the crew chief, believe it or not, and she said for him to stay out there and not give up. That is exactly what he did. They felt they had a good race car tonight, but look at Michael Bennett. He's been chasing that number 16 car all season long, and it looks like they might have found something, Matt, as well, because the Magnum is looking racy on the heels of Scorzelli, 12 laps and counting.
Scorzelli's big lead, it was as big as a battleship. Now it's about as big as a rowboat, as Michael Bennett is right there. Hill holding on to third, and those two old rivals are going at it. Fearn giving up a little room on the bottom to Adam Gray. Let's see if Gray can take advantage of it.
Good racing there. Look at Gray, side-by-side racing. That was the battle of 2013, and it is back in 2014. Gray up to position number 4. Meanwhile, Fearn drops back to 5. Cory Casagrande is in 6th, and Stuart, coming back to the front, is in the 7th spot. Tommy Butler's bad luck continues, Matt. The 4 is off the pace.
Halfway through the race, the leader, Mike Scorzelli. First time he has ever led this late in a feature, but he has given up some elbow room on the bottom to Michael Bennett. So Bennett came close coming out of turn number 2. Obviously, Bennett wants to make a move right now, trying for the lead.
Off the turn, down to the line, Michael Bennett pulls off the bottom shot move, and Michael Bennett is in the lead on lap number 16. The Magnum had a car that was evil for several weeks. Now the old Magnum is back. He is into the number 1 spot. Scorzelli still holding on for 2nd. 3rd is still Hill, and here comes Gray, followed by Fearn and Casagrande.
And leading the next group, Jay Stuart. Jay Stuart, surprisingly, in 7th place this late in the race. He usually is up near the front. Michael Bennett looking to get his first late model win in a few years, as he has a substantial lead by about the length of a school bus over Michael Scorzelli. This is one of Scorzelli's best effort of all time. So you have two drivers at their best at the front of the field, Michael Bennett and Michael Scorzelli.
Michael Bennett's crew, AJ and company, they have struggled all through the start of this season. This past week, they had motor problems. Rat on a machine got them back on track, and they are the rabbit being chased by the dogs, 19 laps and counting. Let's shift a little further back in the field, Matt. Jay Stuart has come back to the top 7. Now remember, Stuart comes on at about the 3/4 mark. We are on lap number 19 of 30. Here's where he'll start to come in.
And Jim Peterson, who had an electrifying win last week, well, right now he is still in 9th place, right behind Kevin Gambacorta. So we haven't seen the Jim Peterson we saw a week ago. Michael Bennett having a very sturdy lead over Mike Scorzelli. And maybe things are starting to heat up again between Adam Gray and J.J. Hill. So Gray got by Fearn, and now he's going after Hill.
Car number 4, Butler, has a skip in the engine. The 08 automobile for Justin O'Neill. Will it be a spoiler for Bennett and the cast that follows as he comes off turn number 4? Will he be given the passing flag as he is about to go down a lap from Tim Bennett? And he does.
Here comes Adam Gray underneath J.J. Hill. That is a fight for 3rd. And Gray, he is able to vapor trail his way into 3rd, and he takes Tom Fearn with him.
And right there, all of a sudden, Cory Casagrande is starting to come forward. Off turn number 4. Fastest car on the racetrack was Scorzelli with a 21.336. Michael Bennett, last time by, a 21.467. So that's how they run. And now, moving on to the podium, here comes Adam Gray, defending series champion. 7 and counting down, and the cream is starting to rise to the top.
Best battle between two Stafford guys, J.J. Hill in the 41, Cory Casagrande in the 1. And now it looked like Jay Stuart might have picked up the pace a little, but he is well behind the 16. He almost needs some binoculars in his car to find out where Michael Bennett is.
5 circuits to go. The high five has been given to the Magnum Michael Bennett. Scorzelli still holding on in second, and Adam Gray, the defending series champion, trying to close up the gap. Will Michael Bennett be able to change his luck and take down his first victory since moving back to the late models? He has struggled, but will tonight be the night? There's still 4 circuits, 2 miles left to determine that and more.
Well, he showed signs of breaking out of his slump last week, and today he put everything together, made a power move against Mike Scorzelli. And Scorzelli, one of the feel-good stories of this race. J.J. Hill has responded to the challenge mounted by Cory Casagrande. He has some breathing room. That is a fight for the top 5.
No question about it. 27 laps are into the record books. What will be the story in this one as we continue to work down to the wire? Deep into turn number 3. Popsicle sticks are up. 2 circuits to go. The Bennett family are now literally crossing their fingers. Will Michael Bennett, the Magnum, be able to hold on for less than 1 mile to take down his first late model win in 2014 for AJ and company?
Well, he is running some pretty good lap times, 21.8. And right now that's good enough for him to protect his lead. White flag is out. Let's see if Michael Bennett knows how to get to victory lane. He continues to fatten his lead against Mike Scorzelli.
Down the back straightaway, Michael Bennett, the Magnum, first time, if he can make the final 2 turns, that he will be in Napa victory lane with his son Chase Bennett as he heads off turn number 4. Michael Bennett, the Magnum, has done it. Scorzelli, a great run for second, and Adam Gray to round out the top 3.
Then it was Tommy Fearn 4th, J.J. Hill 5th, Cory Casagrande finishing 6th.
Jay Stewart will finish in the 7th spot. Jimmy Peterson to finish at 8th. Kevin Gambacorta 9th. And Kyle Casagrande to round out the top 10.
Scott Cook 11th. Paul Varricchio 12th. Rich Hammann 13th. Justin O'Neill 14th. 15th Dennis Botticello. Josh Wood was 16th. And Tommy Butler failing to finish for the 3rd straight race, finishing at 17th. Ben, I think we might have history here.
We sure do.
Do you think Chase Bennett might be the youngest car owner
That's
ever
right.
to win a feature?
I know that for a fact, and it has been a tough 2014 season. Lindsay and Chase and everybody giving it their all. Hats off to AJ, Randy, and the rest of the gang, and Michael's dad. They've worked exceptionally hard, and they just never gave up. And tonight, all of that hard work will pay off, and Chase Bennett's going to go to victory lane for the very first time. And Chase is down front waving to me down there. That's little Chase Bennett there, the owner of Dad's car. Well, we'll wait in just a moment. Getting out of his race car. Great run for Scorzelli. Michelina doing a great job of getting her husband dialed in for the competition, and the defending series champion is back like days of old, back on the podium. In 2013, Adam Gray just made his home the podium. But right now, the Magnum Michael Bennett, TSI Harley-Davidson, and the rest of the sponsors, his wife Lindsay and Chase, are heading to Napa Victory Lane with Michael's mom and the rest of the gang. And we'll be heading right down Tony Sutton, another great feature event, and still the best is yet to come. Hard to believe.
When you're ready, we'll get you down for podium.
Well, Michael Bennett's out of the car. Now there's... It has been a while, but I'll tell you what, you did it in style, man. Once you got to the front, you just put on a clinic.
Yeah, it was, the car was hooked. I mean, we've been fighting a lot of small things with this brand new car that we bought. Everyone said that you can't get this tube chassis to win, but we did. And I gotta thank a lot of people before I forget. We were out of a ride early October, talked to my grandmother, and she bought this car. And I gotta thank her, because that's why I run a number 16 instead of the 64. That's where this number started, was on her side, my grandfather, my uncle, Both my uncles and my step-grandfather have passed away. They're on top of the roof here. They ride with me every week, and they let us here. I got to thank H&B Siding, my grandfather, Hilltop Restaurant and Bar, BFR Chassis. The guy has been working hard with this. We keep bringing it up there, we keep getting it better, and then we lose it, and then we get it better. I got to thank him. Rad Auto Machine, great power. Ben Dodge, thank you, Ben. I'm looking at you, buddy. He's helped me a ton the last, 5-6 years of my racing career, and I can't thank him enough. Talon Napa, Alpine Tree Company, Bob Hitchcock Pool Water, TSI Harley Davidson, Mainline Heating, Visual Perceptions, like I said, H&B Siding, S&B Carpentry, Stafford Mechanical Services. All these people make this happen. Chris 10, Bingo, everybody, thank you very much. It's been like 4 years. I can't believe we made it back.
You know, you come from a long line of people that have been around racing and love racing. You come from a long line of people that could come to you and say, here's what you need to do. And the thing that's been very impressive about you since all the years that I've been coming and working here is you listen to people and you take the information they give you and you put it to work, and it showed tonight.
Yes, thank you. Here's my car owner. My three-year-old son, Chase.
Hey, Chase, what do you think, dude? You got to speak up a little louder. Say good.
Good.
There you go.
Thank you very much. And call before you dig. This is a great thing you put on for us, extra bonus, and tonight for this program and the Modified Tour. Thank you.
Well, Magnum, congratulations. Victory, late model. Man, it sounds like it was a long time ago.
Thank you very much, Tony.
All right, here with our second place runner, Mike Scorzelli. Mike, you've had some front starting spots this season, but you actually went forward at the end of the night.
I tell you, it's been a rough couple last month or so. It's been really tough. We've had a lot of issues, and I got to thank Jeremy Holtail, and he came over and helped me. He built the motor, and we went right through the car and found a lot of brake issues and everything, and that helped a lot. But I mean, the 16 put the pressure to me, and I folded a little, and I'm just glad I didn't fold in front of Adam. But he's got some good drivers here, and I just got to say thanks to 811 Dig Safely. They've saved they've helped me a lot as an excavator. I got to thank all my competitors, my wife, my crew chief, the one that helps me out the most here, and all the fans that are in the stands. Thank you for coming out and supporting us, and all the officials here and the Arutes. I got to thank everybody. I've been made to feel at home. So,
all right, great night for Mike Scorzelli, coming home second place in the late models.
I got to thank Bob Phil too, because he helped set this thing up. So,
thank you. Getting in all the thank yous in there as we will bring in our third place runner right now, Adam Gray. Starting to get some consistency out there tonight, but it looks like he might have run out of laps before maybe making a challenge up at the front.
Yeah, I mean, most nights we get a caution when we don't want it. Tonight we were hoping for one when we got in the third. We're on our tires from the 60-lapper last week, just kind of wore them out. I can't thank the Roots enough and the fans for coming out. My sponsors, Meadows Motor Car, Land's Auto Repair, Holly's Auto Body and Repair, OJS Construction, Hardwick Auto Salvage, The Pizza Shop, Napa Belchertown, Greg Orland Construction, and Barco Automotive, Longo's Colors Unlimited, and I believe that's it. And also definitely like to thank the 811 Dig.
All right, that's a story for our late model podium.
American Sleeve Bearing, the sponsor for Albert Saunders.
Ascot Community College brings us car number 9. This is a point contender from Charlton, Mass. for Andrew Hayes.
This driver has one win in car number 24, Crazy Bruce's Liquors, the longtime sponsor for Jesse Hines.
Same can be said. The Brick and More, Don's Ring and Pinion, number 64, from Stafford Springs, Connecticut, Austin Bessette.
Here is car number 28. Nichols College, the sponsor, and the driver is David Arute.
Here is another point contender for the 2014 title, Provost Motorsports, number 88 from Indian Orchard, for Duane Provost.
Back behind the wheel, a car number 5 from Pepperell, Massachusetts, in the 1A Auto and Sights and Signs car, Chris Cook.
Clement Motorsports, car number 59 from Weathersfield, Brian Clement.
Then the 00, the Bristol Basher, and the Vesta Acquisitions car, Joe Nojic.
Tibbetts Optical, Batera Chevrolet, feature event winner, Justin Bren, Palmer Mass, car number 66. Going, gone, and the inside lane looks racy, and Bob Sherdell is the leader of the pack. Here comes Norm Sears, the sly old crafty dog, muscles his way to the bottom. Didn't take him long, Matt, to get used to that race car. He proved that last week. And right behind him, the American sleeve bearing, number 4 car, and that, of course, is the Saunders machine, car number 4 for Cliff Saunders.
And Norm Sears will be in that car for the remainder of the season. He is getting the most out of it right now, but we have a yellow and we have a problem in turn 4.
It is car number 28, David Arute, who has a problem. We never see him go around. It must be a mechanical situation.
First
is that car
time this year?
Yeah, set stranded on the bottom of the racetrack. David is one of those individuals with a canny ability to be very patient in the beginning of the race, and then at the midway point, watch out. With the skill of a surgeon, he's marched to the front of the field. So we will see what happens as an early spin creates a problem on lap number 1.
So let's go have a Flamingo Motorsports report, and the man who will provide us with the information is Connor Sullivan.
Well, as you said, Matt, Norm Sears will be in that number 36 car for the remainder of the season. He stole the show last week with a great run up at the front of the field, finishing second eventually to points leader Duane Provost. During the week, they got the car all ready to go for Norm out there. They got his seat in from his number 71 car, and they're ready to go at it for the rest of the season and hopefully maybe put Sears in a position to contend for the championship.
And Kelsey Rotino, who gave up the ride, says we are going to see him in something before the year is over, so he has not given up the 2014 season either.
Well, we welcome each and every one of you coming into the grandstand area. We remind you that the reserve seats are the yellow seats. Those are exact ticketed seats. You can only sit in the seat that you have purchased for. And it looks like our reserve seat section is pretty much filling up. If you would like to purchase one of these tickets, if they are available at the main ticket booth area. But please remember, only those with the correct ticket for the seat are allowed to be seated in that location. Matt, here they come off turn number 4. Get ready. It's time to fire them up again.
Cliff Saunders on the outside of Storm and Warren Sear. So let's see what happens as they cannonball their way into the second corner. And Sears is opening up a little bit of an advantage over the combination of Andrew Hayes and Cliff Saunders.
They are wheel to wheel and side by side. Remember, Hayes now, he's looking to, well, maintain his quest for the 2014 title, and that move will put him into second. Austin Bessette, awesome Austin Bessette, up to the podium in the 3rd spot. Then it is Saunders back in position number 4. Paul Arute, now look a little further back in the field. Bren, who started dead last, and David Arute are also starting to show a little muscle now. Trouble now down the back straightaway. Car number 5, Chris Cook. The hood is literally peeled back on that race car.
So he is on the safety road. So the night is over for Chris Cook, but it's just getting started for Norm Sears. The 3-time Dare Stock champion is leading by about a surfboard over the 9 of Andrew Hayes. And look at awesome Austin. I think this is the strongest he's been since that night he graduated high school and he was able to win the feature.
Certainly is. He now has worked his way into the 3rd spot. Austin started back in the 9th position. Who's the fastest car on the racetrack? No surprise. Matt just called it. Austin Bessette, 22.262, currently sitting in the 3rd spot. Further back in the field, we see the Bren machine, the David Arute 28, and Jesse Hines, the 24, now starting to pick up the pace just a bit. 5 of the 15 circuits are complete. About the same distance, Matt, separates 1st and 2nd as 2nd and 3rd. Then there's a big gap of about 4 to 5 car lengths between 3rd and the 4th spot.
And the point leader, Duane Provost, is currently in 7th. He was a winner a week ago. Things are starting to tighten up as Andrew Hayes, he has a pretty good idea of how to make that car last for 20 laps. And right now he is only trailing by about the length of an axe handle over the 36 of Sears.
While all that's been happening, Sorrell continues to drop further back in the field. David Arute picks up another spot. Jesse Hines does the same, and Bren is just in front of them. 7 of 20 are now into the record books for this, the limited late model feature event, whose contingency partners include DMS Racing Photos, On Time Accounting, and New England Racing Fuel, and Rad Auto Machine.
Paul Arute getting stuck on the outside, enabling both Albert Saunders in the 0-4 to get underneath him, along with that number 88 of Duane Provost. So those two guys are on their way up. Things are tightening. Top 3 cars can fit in a ping pong ball. We have Sears in front, but sitting on his lap is Andrew Hayes.
Hayes has been very racy in 2014. Gives a little smooch to the back bumper. No love affair there. They rumble off turn number 4, work their way back to the line, and Bessette is looking for some magic. He takes a peek at the outside. Can't do it. Runs in the tire tracks down the back straightaway. Sears is still the leader, but the heat is on.
Boy, we hope that Sears isn't ticklish, because Andrew Hayes was tickling the back bumper in between turns 3 and 4. Things are a little smoother this time around. Halfway through this 20-lap limited late model feature, one of the best battles on the track is a little deeper for 5th and 6th. That's between Albert Saunders and the point leader, Duane Provost.
Down the back straightaway, back to the front of the field, it is still Sears, the man creating the magic, working his way off turn number 4. Down to the stripe, it's still Sears, but for how long? Hayes and also Bessette are all over him. Suddenly, Norm Sears' car literally got sideways as he entered turn number 1.
Let's see if Hayes can take advantage of it as he is breathing down the tailpipe of that number 36 car. Bessette is also in the neighborhood, and Cliff Saunders struggling tonight. Uncharacteristically little 3-wide maneuver. Very slick pass by Duane Provost. Saw his opening like a python. He was able to get underneath Albert Saunders.
Provost has been on top of his game. He really wants this title, and deservingly so. He's been running here at Stafford for quite some time. 12 of the 20 circuits are up. Leader still remain Norm Sears. Second is still the Hayes machine, and Bessette is in third. Now, Bessette almost tags the wall off turn number 4, and that gives Provost the opportunity to reel him in. It's a long way from over with yet. The Saunders twins are still at the bottom of the top 5 as well.
The high pressure area is at the front of the field between Norm Sears and the 9 of Andrew Hayes. They gallop off the corner, and Norm Sears, that car has almost gotten away from him on a couple of occasions. So Andrew Hayes is within striking distance, and here he comes, trying to corkscrew his way underneath the 36 car.
Down the back straightaway, Hayes dives to the bottom. Almost there. They're side by side, closer than most people park. They come off the turn. Brand new leader, Hayes, and Austin Bessette becomes the tail that wags the dog. Meanwhile, Provost, the point contender, makes his magic on the inside. Will he have enough to get around Sears for third?
Well, he has inside position, and he just blurs his way underneath Norm Sears, and doing the same thing as Albert Saunders. So that car has gotten away from Norm Sears and has led for 13 laps, but now it has fallen back into 6th place.
While all that's been happening, all of a sudden the 4 car of Cliff Saunders now makes its presence known. That moves into the 5th spot, and Sears will go around underneath the Napa Auto Care sign in turn number 2. Caution flag comes out 16 laps in with 4 circuits remaining in the competition. Want to remind you, race fans, that Call Before You Dig is the proud sponsor of tonight's festivities. They have a midway setup located next to the popcorn stand, and they have some incredible free giveaways while supplies last. That's right, you can get a free Call Before You Dig t-shirt, drawstring bag, pens, and a whole lot of other great information as well. Plus, very important, you can pick up literature and information about Call Before You Dig. We'll be talking a lot about that in this evening's program. And we salute our friends from Call Before You Dig. Derek Brown, the Vice President of Damage Prevention and Education. We are honored to have you here with us tonight. And Denise Violet, also on hand tonight as well.
And it is Albert Hayes who is actually the point leader by 2 over Duane Provost. So this is a very big finish as Andrew Hayes, 2 points in the point lead, looking for his second win. and we are looking for some information. To get it, let's have this Flamingo Motorsports report with Connor Sullivan.
Well, again, as you said, it's a very, very close battle for the points leads, but the guys up in front, especially Andrew Hayes in car number 9, he's going for the wins. He's not points racing. He told me earlier, if he gets those wins, the points will just add them up themselves as we're ready for the restart.
And this is a very critical restart between Andrew Hayes and Austin Bessette.
It is not only a critical one, it's crucial. 16 laps up on the board. Cam gives him the green.
Provost does not come up to speed.
Trouble right there for Provost. He goes from the front pack to the rear pack of cars, and that's going to cost him, because as that happens to him, Andrew Hayes not only is the point leader, but he is the guy in command and looking to expand that point lead as he leads them back to the stripe. 17 circuits up on the board, and car number 04, Albert Saunders, has come from 6th, dropped back to the bottom of 6th and back up to 2nd, and what a great run for the battle for the 3rd spot. It is the Arute brothers and Austin Bessette.
And David Arute had trouble early, but right now he is in the top 5. Paul Arute trying to stampede his way around Austin Bessette. Paul Arute in a bid to get on the podium. He is in 3rd with 2 laps to go.
Paul Arute does a good job. Bessette tries to squeak back, move to the inside. Battle is for 3rd. Down the back straightaway. It is Austin Bessette now starting to stretch it out just a bit. Here comes David Arute to challenge his brother Paul. White flag is out. There's no surrendering in the battle for 3rd.
So Austin Bessette holding on to the number 3 position. Here comes Andrew Hayes. This could be a very lucrative night for him. He has a point lead, but right now he has a race lead. Looking for a second win. He's 1 turn away from getting it.
Off turn number 4, Andrew Hayes not only expands his point lead, but he will take down the victory. Albert Saunders, a great run for 2nd. Austin Bessette to finish in 3rd. Paul Arute, a good run to finish in the 4th spot. And David Arute with a great comeback for 5.
And Paul Arute, that was his best finish of the year. Before tonight, his best was 6. Finishing 6th was Justin Bren. In 7th, Jesse Hines. Cliff Saunders 8th, Duane Provost 9th, and Norm Sears rounding out the top 10.
Finishing in 11th, Joe Nozek. Brian Clement will finish in 12th. Robert Siddell from the pole will finish in the 13th spot, and Chris Cook will round out the top 14. Well, congratulations goes to our second feature event winners as they're heading to Napa Victory Lane. If you're in the market for, well, parts for your car, like to extend the mileage of your automobile, or would just like to know more about how to fix your cars, check out the Napa Auto Care Centers. Remember, Napa know-how is more than a phrase. It's a way of life at your local Napa store.
So the first win for Andrew Hayes since May 23rd. So that was a long time ago, and more importantly, with the 9th place finish of Duane Provost, Andrew Hayes will pick up 16 points tonight, and he will take unofficially an 18-point lead in the next Friday night's limited late model feature. So a very profitable night for Andrew Hayes in car number 9. The Esnuntuck Community College sponsored machine. He gets ready to climb out of the car, and he has a lot to say because it was a pretty impressive run. So as he makes his way out of the car, let's go to Napa Victory Lane, and here is our colleague, Connor Sullivan.
Second time this season, Andrew Hayes in Napa Victory Lane, climbing out of car number 9, as this night really paid off for you as you had a great car and you increased your points lead as well.
Yeah, you know, the car was great all day long. We usually do good when the tour's here. I mean, we didn't have to really make any changes, threw a new set of tires on it, and sent it out the way it was.
I'm sure you have a lot of people to thank for your victory here tonight.
Oh, yeah, first off, I got to thank Call Before You Dig, 811. I got to thank my dad, my buddy Chris, my mom, my stepdad, Nantucket Community College, Toll Protection Security Systems, On Point Connections, my Uncle Bob, he's a great big help. You know, everyone who helps out in the car and puts a penny in or some time, it's highly appreciated.
All right, that's a story for our winner tonight and your points leader in the limited late models, Andrew Hayes, as we'll bring in our second place runner, Albert Saunders, as you told me earlier coming into the nights that you wanted to work on improving how your race was going, and boy, did you.
Yeah, the way the race started out, I didn't think I was going to get that good of a finish. I kept getting boxed in on the outside and finally got clear, got up to 5th, then got up to 4th, and had that restart there, and looked like the 3rd place car didn't get going, so I was able to get down in front of him, got around us, and that was a really good race for me. I'm not sure how this goes for the 8-11 challenge. I know I was pretty close to it, and a good run is definitely going to help towards that. We'll have to see how that goes at the end of the night. I got to thank American Sleeve Bearing, Rob Davis, Johnson Memorial Medical Center, Rad Auto Machine, Fluckiger Race Chassis, BA Museo, my mom, the whole team, everybody that helped me out.
All right, that's the story from our 2nd place runner, Albert Saunders. By the way, we will have the results of the 811 challenge a little bit later in the night. Bring in our 3rd place runner, Austin Bessette, as you made a pretty impressive run to the front yourself.
Yeah, the car was great. We put 2 new rears on it, and it was hooked up perfect. I was just hanging around Hayes and Sears for a bit, just to wait for that next caution so I could start on the inside. But we passed Sears, and then the caution ended up happening, and then I restarted 2nd, and made my way back to 3rd, and I'm glad we're in the top 3 again this week. I'd like to thank Brick and More, Mainline Heating, Casey's Cafe, my mom, my dad, my brother's friends, my girlfriend Sam, 811 Call Before You Dig for all they did, and yeah, it was a good night.
All right, that's the story for the limited late model division.
Then it will be car number 16. He's 3rd in the points from Woodstock, Jordan Lamoth.
Chris Fuller will be next from Boylston, Mass. in the 1540 Connection Draco Spring Car.
Hampton Engineering and Ballet Hike Farm brings us car number 24 and Mikey Flynn.
Island Cove Manafort Brothers brings us to 75, Cory DiMatteo.
In 2nd in the points, car number 82, Mike Christopher Jr.
Then it's the Sign Pro Manafort Brothers, number 76, for Dana DiMatteo.
Andrew Bowler in the 35, Joey Ternullo in the 10, Teddy Hodgdon in the 28, and Art Marrero scheduled to go in the 1 car.
There's a battle at the point, inside, moving in. Jordan Lamoth makes his presence known. Kyle Rogers on the outside. They are side by side to the bottom of turn number 1. Give the lead to car number 16. Jordan Lamoth is your brand new leader, Matt, in turn 3.
And let's see what Mikey Flynn can do in car number 24, as he is able to thunder his way underneath Rogers to move into 2nd. And here comes Cory DiMatteo. He dominated his heat race earlier tonight, and right now he is pestering Mikey Flynn for the number 2 position. Trouble for Christopher Fuller on the front straightaway.
Chris Fuller's car comes to a stop off turn number 4. The front bumper is not in the direction it's supposed to be, literally protruding in the opposite direction as it sets stranded off turn number 4. 2 laps are now complete in this event. Matt, let's talk a little bit again about the different divisions that we have represented here.
We have 4 divisions. There is the Masters division. That is the division that the number 1 car, Arthur Marrero, is in. Also the Young Lion, the semi-pro, and the pros. We'll be talking more about that and the bonuses they can win. But let's go to our colleague on pit road, Connor Sullivan.
Joey Ternullo. Ternullo is the defending champion down at the Warford Speedbowl in the Wednesday Night Legend division, but this year has been nothing but trouble. Seems as though that every time he goes near the racetrack, he either gets taken out by another driver or some kind of obscure mechanical problems underneath the hoods, but they've had some time off. They've come back strong tonight, and they're hoping to go for his first ever Stafford victory.
Joey, a junior at Xavier High in Middletown, and he is a pretty determined guy. He came to Stafford with the nickname Joey Walnuts, and he was named after the character in The Sopranos, Paulie Walnuts.
Well, let's see what's going to happen.
On the track, he was trying to gangbuster his way to a victory tonight.
Sure is. The green is back out, and it is Jordan Lamoth who quickly moves back into the number 1 spot. To the outside, it is Flynn looking racy, the green 24, and the DiMatteo brothers are marching to the front of the field. Autograph Alley is open as we speak. Please head down to Autograph Alley. The stars of the Limiteds and the Dare Stocks are in Autograph Alley. They're signing autographs absolutely free as we speak.
And they're swapping paint on the track. Here is Cory DiMatteo. And he is able to swoop underneath the 16 of Jordan Lamoth to take over the lead. His brother wants a piece of the action. Here comes Dana. A little wiggle by Jordan Lamoth, and it is costing him second place.
The DiMatteos are 1-2. Lamoth is a little bit sideways. Here comes Mike Christopher. Black number 82, like days of old when the Christophers dominated. Mike Christopher dominated in the SKs here at Stafford. Now to the inside, it is still a dogfight battle for third. Look at the challenge for the lead match.
And Dana trying to get underneath his younger brother. He tries a little harder, exiting turn number 2, and he is able to jackhammer his way into the lead.
Dana DiMatteo moves into the lead. Second is Cory, and in the third spot, the early leader, Jordan Lamoth, still looking racy there. Mike Christopher in the fourth spot, and then back to 5 now. It is a 24 of Flynn, who currently sets in the 5th position. Car number 10. Ternullo started in the 9th spot, and he's up among the top 6 cars as well, Matt.
And then it's Kyle Rogers, followed by Moeller and Teddy Hodgdon and Art Marrero. At the front of the field, looking for his 3rd win of the year. That is Dana DiMatteo, and he is going to have to hold off his brother in order to do it. The big question, does Mike Christopher have enough bullets in his holster to get by Jordan Lamoth and make it to the top 3?
The clock is ticking. They are at the halfway point of this event. Leader is still the 76. Dana DiMatteo started in the 7th spot. Car number 1, Art Marrero, decides to exit with a mechanical problem with the car. Mike Christopher isn't done yet. Jordan Lamoth, the 16. The same can be said, but the DiMatteo brothers are 1-2.
Dana DiMatteo in the semi-pro division, as is his brother, is stretching it out. The lead about as big as a redwood tree for Dana DiMatteo. And Jordan Lamoth has tried to corral the 75 of Cory DiMatteo. He can't get it done for the time being.
Good racing among the top 6 positions here. Leader still remains car number 76, Dana DiMatteo. Lamoth is still all over the back bumper of Cory DiMatteo, and Mike Christopher is still in that striking zone, setting in the 4th spot. 13 of 20 are complete. Bonus money up for grabs in this event as well.
And Jordan Lamoth is leading right now in the Young Lion category. He is 3rd on the track, but the number 1 Young Lion, Mike Christopher in car number 82, is also in the Young Lion division. So whoever gets to the line first could be picking up another extra $25 in contingency money.
Clock is ticking. 15 are now complete. Less than 5 circuits. It's all going to be history. And Dana DiMatteo's run from the 7th spot looks very strong still at the point. Lamoth still waiting in the wings in that 3rd position. Mike Christopher still up to the 4th spot. And then it's Flynn with a 24 in position number 5.
And he is being hounded by Joey Ternullo in car number 10. Then Kyle Rogers in car number 32. Right now, Joey Ternullo is the number 1 driver in the pro division, so he might be able to pick up a little bonus. Things are heating up, or they did for the time being, between Cory DiMatteo and Jordan Lamoth.
2 circuits remain in this event. Final 2 circuits. It still remains Dana DiMatteo starting to string it out, but that's not the story for second. Cory's got his hands full. Lamoth is there. They touch, a tap to the bumper. DiMatteo drifts up the racetrack. They're sideways. Mike Christopher moves into the 3rd spot. White flag is out, and Lamoth will go around.
And here is Cory DiMatteo to cross the line in 1st. Christopher 2nd. Dana DiMatteo had a problem.
And the checkered flag comes out, and Cory DiMatteo will be the winner of the event. Mike Christopher will sneak into 2nd. Mikey Flynn will finish in the 3rd spot. Joey Ternullo will finish in the 4th spot. Dana DiMatteo, after leading the majority of the event, will have to settle for 5th.
But a tragic thing happened in turn number 4 for Dana DiMatteo. Then it's Jordan Lamoth in 6th, Kyle Rogers in 7th, Andrew Moeller in 8th, Teddy Hodgdon 9th, Art Marrero 10th, and Christopher Fuller 11th. Let's see if we can figure out the bonus money for you. The top semi-pro was Cory DiMatteo. He will get $25 in bonus from Dave's Flea Market. The 82 of Mike Christopher. He was number 1 in the Young Lions. He will get a bonus. Joey Ternullo was number 1 in the Pro Division. He will get a bonus. And the number 1 Masters was Art Marrero in car number 1. Even though he didn't finish the race, he will get a $25 contingency bonus from Dave's Flea Market.
Want to remind everybody before we go to Napa Victory Lane, drivers are still signing autographs in Autograph Alley, and those, of course, are the Dare Stock drivers and the limited late models. Their feature is coming out next, but our attention will shift down to Napa Victory Lane, and it looks like Connor Sullivan is down there to meet our winner.
Second win of the season in the Legends for Cory DiMatteo. Tell you what, it looks like that your brother had your number tonight, and then all of a sudden he drifted high in turn 2. Any idea what could have happened?
I don't know, man. It kind of looked like he thought that was the last lap. I don't know if he just wasn't paying attention or if something broke on the car. I mean, it's not like him to do that, so probably something broke, but I'll take it. A win's a win. Sucks that it's against my brother, but he was fast tonight. Probably had me beat.
Who would you like to thank for your second victory of the season?
I would like to thank Island Cove, Manafort Brothers, and Sign Pro and J&J Racing. Jags and Jason Palmer, they do so much for us, and setting up these cars is awesome.
All right, that's the word from Victory Lane. Cory DiMatteo, very surprising outcome in this race, but he takes home, again, his second win of the season, as we're with our second place finisher, Mike Christopher Jr., as you had a wild last 2 laps or so out there. Take us through it.
Well, in the beginning, something happened with me and Chris Fuller. The bumper was bending, and then the toe was out. So, and then coming down to the final 2 laps, I knew something was going to happen because, you know, Jordan really wants second place, and, you know, so does Cory. It was just hard racing, and Jordan hit him, and then, you know, it just checked up everyone. Shouldn't have hit him, but I don't know. Something happened with Dana, and then I'm home second. So I got to thank Joe Alibo from American Scale and Mr. and Mrs. Poulin for helping us out, and my dad for all he does.
Okay, that's a story. Second place finisher, Mike Christopher Jr., as it will be interesting to see how the points play out with this one, with Dana having his last lap little bobble out there. Got Mikey Flynn, as it looks like your order of the business was to keep your nose clean, and you got 3rd place out of it.
Yeah, you know, we've had some bad luck here over the last few weeks. You know, we made a lot of changes. You know, Jason Palmer really hooked us up this week, along with Tim Sullivan. He's been helping me out lately. All my sponsors, ATC Trailers, Sandon Engineering, everybody who helps us out, you know. It's really a dream come true for tonight. I've always dreamed of getting a podium Friday night racing, so I'll take 3rd any day of the week.
All right, a good night for Mikey Flynn, coming home 3rd place. That's the story from down here in Napa Victory Lane for the Legends. Let's send it back to the tower.